Perfect.
Yes,
See,
okay?
I'm going to call Uber. Somebody out there is going to get a lesson on the drive to the airport.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you, Michael.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Let's have some questions and circulate. Please ask some questions.
I see this addresses something that we've actually kind of lost in this country. My grandfather was an immigrant from Italy, spoke no English, and he was a tailor, and raised a family of 9 brothers and sisters, working out of his home as a tailor. My dad was born in 1902, was born at home, and didn't see his first doctor until around 1980. He didn't believe in the medical system at all. And he didn't believe in sickness. My dad had worked 40 years and never took a sick day. And he was always healthy up until his late 70s. He was stronger than I was and healthier. And I believe my dad ate organic for most of his life because there was no other non-organic.
Right.
Before World War II, and before we started, reusing all these military chemicals for pesticides and whatever. So something, that was like almost natural in this country. Then in the last 30, 40, 50 years, we've made a wrong turn, and we're suffering from that.
It's not sustainable. Like if all this has happened just in 1 century, what do you think? Like we're looking at kids that are not going to live as long as us. This is just not sustainable. One more generation, there is no generation. They're not even fertile.
Our rabbi is MD, retired, went to rabbinical school. I'll be 70 this year. We were having a conversation a couple of months ago. She worked out me. She was talking to some people. She said, well, "What medications are you on?" And I said, "No, I think I took a Tylenol about 5 or 6 years ago." That's it. And she didn't believe me at first.
No,
but it's just, I just grew up thinking there's another way of doing things, and that's not the first thing you go to if you're having an issue. And that just was my
But what's really kind of funny is how we've been labeled the alternative.
It's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
It's totally the misuse of language and the abuse of language.
Yes.
Because essentially the medical system has only been around 100 years. It's the alternative to the history of man.
Yeah. I love what you said before about healthcare. If it really been made properly, sick care, this would be a whole different game.
Yeah.
Which is really the most accurate representation.
Yeah.
But people do this and they believe the person who's got the robes on, the big hat and all that because they got the robes on and the big hat.
Yeah.
And so we, abdicate our power to a higher power, the person in the robe and the whatever. But if it's a white lab coat, and they say, "Here, take this," you have to take your power because you think you don't know. They know what you don't know, so you get sold into the system. When the answer could have been just take an apple a day.
I was one of those
Organic apple, by the way.
said, "Where are your pills? What pills?" I didn't have any. And the answer was, most people your age have 9 prescriptive pills.
Why?
That's.
I mean, really, like, why? Well, is this because there's an agenda, or is this because they're trying to mitigate a problem that arises from the toxicity levels of our food? You ever wonder why it's the Food and Drug Administration?
Yeah.
I thought the reason that we had a big fit food is because when I had to research my medical challenges going backwards, I had the blessing of using that in quotations. My parents had me for medical insurance. So they took my tonsils and adenoids when I was 5. And from the year 6 to 12, I was in the hospital every year with challenges, which they fixed when I was 12, but it left the scar. I remember that. Whenever they said, "Oh, well, now you have to take these pills," I wouldn't take them. I never will. Going through childbirth and pregnancy and childbirth, you have to take these pills. I'm like, why? They invented people before they invented these prenatal vitamins. Save your plate for somebody else.
Well, again, if part of this is simply because our food supply has become our #1 source of malnutrition and toxicity, then they're trying to pick up on the back end of that and subsidize that. Well, I would rather get to the source of the matter than try to keep fixing something to fix something to fix something. You know, take this drug. Well, no, you got side effects. Well, we'll take this drug to give the side effects of this one, but unfortunately, it has these side effects. Okay, we'll take this drug to fix this drug, and this drug to fix that drug. And so the next thing you know, you got this cocktail. None of the studies, by the way, have been done. How do these overlap and affect me when they're in concert with one another? So it's like, holy crap. It's just, no wonder they call it practice. They're just practicing. Try this and try this. So, and honestly, it's not for the wrong intentions, especially where the doctors are concerned. Most people get into the field because they want to make a difference. They're compelled to make a difference, and that's the calling that they have, and that's the direction they go. And then they get drawn into what is the wheels of that system, and then they're indoctrinated into it, and then they're blessed, and I got the power to go out and do that. And they're doing what they believe is the right thing, but they're too close to the forest to see the trees. If you step back and do a statistical analysis, there's a lot of things you would reject outright just on the merits of the science of statistics, which they rely on for their drug medications. They say, where's the double-blind study? What is a double-blind study? I'll tell you what it is. What's your opinion? 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 Okay, we counted the opinions. Here's the numbers. Here's our double-blind study. Well, I got a lot of opinions just by using these products. I've had a lot of opinions for 25 years. If I would have taken stock of those opinions, maybe I would have a statistic to provide. But we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, I think the medical profession, in my experience, was very good. You break something, you know, whatever. I was born up in Vietnam, and I got put back together.
Critical care. So something that's specifically addressing you can't go away from that. Is probably the best use of the information we have.
So I can see. So there's a tendency, if you've been through that, to think, okay, great, they know what they're doing. But then you have to separate. Okay, great. There's a part where they know what they're doing, and then there's another part where you're just talking about with this practicing part. It doesn't mean it works in this area.
Do you know there's a 50-50 chance you'll die of heart disease or cancer? That's the stats. This is a juice. It's not part of a juice. It's not an extract from the juice. It's actually a juice. A whole fruit called bergamot. And it's picked in the motherland, our motherland, our historic, what is it, Sardinia, somewhere in Sicily. So it comes from Sicily. Anyway, it's a fruit. The stats that they did, the actual studies they did, the kind of medical type studies that they did, this outshines every medical drug in anything to do with cardiovascular disease. Just this fruit juice, with not billions of dollars of research and all the, money that we have to prime the pump with in the medical system. Nikken has not bought anybody. These products are on the market, and they've done billions of dollars without having to prime the pump anywhere. They haven't bought out anybody. They haven't bought political decisions. They haven't bought pharmaceutical decisions. They haven't bought, studies. They haven't bought nothing like that. Purely organic. Does it work? Yes or no? How do we know? Try it. Try it. It works. Great. I got a guy 4 years on this stuff because he went through 4 quadruple bypass surgery on his heart. Just one day, just bang on the ground. Everybody freaked out. Fortunately, he survived. And then he's been on this since. His numbers are better than any numbers he's had prior. Fruit juice. Do I need a double-blind study? No. So, how about some recommendations? Here's what I'd like to recommend. I'd like to recommend that if you're not already involved, get involved. You have family and friends that need to know about this. Don't think that you're the one who has to tell them, because you probably will feel a little uncomfortable and shy at first because you're not equipped to really speak the language, maybe. Maybe you're, I don't give you enough credit, but we're here to help. How many of you thought the presentation Randy did in terms of describing wellness and what Niken's, involved in that was good enough to introduce people you care about to? And I think so too. Yeah, I think that deserves a hand. So yeah. Randy, how often do you do a presentation?
Oh, it's been a while actually. I've just been doing them once a month. I do one-on-ones all the time.
Okay.
ABCs, we call them ABCs, where you introduce me to somebody and then I will present to them. But we're getting back to weekly when I'm in town.
Are you doing any online?
Yes, every Thursday morning, 11 o'clock.
Okay, so if there was a demand for a presentation, whether it was a single or multiples, you'd be open to that?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that goes without saying, by the way. I'm just talking about Randy, but we have a schedule of events that are occurring with regularity, many of which are also online, which is very convenient because then you can introduce anybody in the country or in the time zone to that presentation. Equally skilled and gifted, very informative as an introduction to Niken. And that way it helps you by not putting you in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or unqualified, or I don't know, just, people know you as what they know you as. Like my friend who was a mortgage broker. What does he know about health? He didn't know anything about health. But he had a product, and then he had a video, and the video did the talking for him, fortunately, because he hadn't a clue what he was doing. He just said, try this to work, let's watch the video to explain it. That was that. Next thing you know, I'm involved, and then I'm getting other people involved, and here I am 25 years later still involved, because that guy called me over to his house one night and said, I think I might have found something for your back. He was not skilled. He just leveraged the tools. And that's what we have. We have the skills in the other people who will present the information on your behalf. You want to do a business meeting or you want to have somebody talk to me or others like me about the business, we're available. And thank goodness for tools like Zoom and things like that. We have access now online, so frequently. So there is a schedule. The royalalliance.com is where you will find that schedule, by the way. There's even one at magneticleaders.com. Pick either one of those and you'll find our schedule of events for online meetings. Yeah.
You have a card?
I do. I might have it in my suitcase. My briefcase. I do have one here. Well, this is a little wrinkle, if you don't mind that. My email on that. So, again, I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Randy, for putting this together.
Thank you. And this is it in Philadelphia. I mean, this is pitiful. I'm sorry, you guys are wonderful, but it's pitiful we don't have more people here. And I'm really looking for a team that can help educate Philadelphia about what we've got, because you can see this is absolutely amazing. And please, I know Mike has to run shortly, but stay and check out stuff. You can taste stuff. I actually brought some of our Ziaga for you to taste, and our wonderful, take some, our wonderful paleo bars. Your great-great-great-great-grandmother would recognize them.
Your kids will survive on this. They're going to love this. My kids, I've got a daughter in university and another one who's in dance and last year of high school and so forth. And oh my God, without this is the one product that they call me before it's run out. Before it's run out. Papa, we're running short on 10-4. Can you get some more?
It replaces all those horrible energy drinks that are basically chemical soup that are destroying our youth.
Yeah.
With the sugars and the artificial caffeine and all of that. So,
You're doing a lot of flying around. Are you using the 10-4 for jet lag?
Well, if I feel my energy waning, I'm going to go into a meeting. I usually take 2. So I'll soup up that way.
I've been experimenting with that.
I would never take more than 2 because that's about 6 or 7 hours of high energy. But the energy is not like caffeine energy of coffee. There's no jitters. There's not the crash. It's just really. It's actually you feel awake. It's like you feel this awakening. You may not even be aware that it's happening, but you feel just awake. Like not that I've had coffee and then my eyes still feel tired and I still feel groggy, even though I've had coffee and I can sometimes get those shakes. Never with this. With this, my eyes don't feel tired. So
I just want to. I was at my aunt's, and my mom was with me, and my aunt's like 80, my mom's 89, and they're kind of sitting there drooping. And I had sold my aunt some 10-4, and I went and found it in their cupboard, and I said, I think we should have some of this, but I think we're going to all feel better. So I gave us each a glass. And pretty soon we're all just sitting there talking and laughing. And I said, so what do you think of the tea that you finally drank? And then they go, well, I really can't tell any different. That's because it's so smooth that you don't even realize it. But the attitudes are completely different.
Before you guys get up, could I ask you for one quick favor? What I do is for every one of these meetings, I do a little quick hello to the Nikan family through our protocol Active Wellness Tour. And so I just want to do a Facebook Live, a little bit of a hello, and that way they can all feel like they were connected to us. I don't know why this isn't close. Oh, it is, okay. Okay, so, Randy,
Yes.
I'm going to go live in a second here, so maybe you can help me. So we're going to do this.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, this is Mike DiMuccio, and I'm with Randy Rolfe. And Randy, where are we?
We're in Wayne, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia.
Suburb of Philadelphia, and we're here today because
we want to share Nikan with as many people as we can.
So this is one of the Active Wellness Tour stops. If you want to know more about that, plug into the Active Wellness Tour by going to Facebook, type in Active Wellness Tour, see what we've been doing, see where we're going next, be part of this, because this is the best thing that I can possibly imagine doing with my time, with my life, helping people change the world one person at a time by turning them on to active wellness.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you. We got some friends that are here with us. Say hi, everybody.
Hi there.
Thank you. We'll see you on the tour.
Perfect.
Thank you. Oh, that would be wonderful. Perfect. That would be perfect.
That would happen.
Yes, save me the phone call.